tyrannical. After this pandemic occurred, they started shutting down all of the businesses, of course, except liquor stores, pot shops, strip clubs. You can't go to church. You can't go to funerals.
I have children and I have grandchildren. And I'll tell you what, I'll lay my life down to let them have the same country that I grew up in.
This pandemic has provided an opportunity for a reset. This is our chance to accelerate our pre-pandemic efforts to reimagine economic systems that actually address global challenges like extreme poverty, inequality, and climate change.
Hey guys, this is Corey from Wake Up. Welcome to my channel. We're living in perilous times, and we're about to lose our republic. Every day, our most sacred constitutional rights are being stripped from us at an accelerated rate in the name of public health. We the people are allowing it to happen. We're giving in to fear. We're buying into the lies that we have to give up our essential liberties in order for the government to protect us from something that they themselves are intentionally using to enslave us. I was born and raised in Washington State, and this state has some of the most tyrannical elected officials in the entire nation. Our governor, Jay Inslee, served as regional director for the United States Department of Health and Human Services under President Bill Clinton. He knows how to weaponize the Department of Health and L&I in order to intimidate citizens and businesses so that they comply with his tyrannical and unconstitutional edicts. He continues to extend his state of emergency powers, which allow him to issue orders which are destroying our state and violating the rights of the citizens. They're violating our right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, First Amendment rights, as well as others. And our elected officials are silent. They're not speaking out. They're hiding. They're not fervently defending their oath to uphold the Constitution of the United States of America. Mayor Durkin of Seattle allowed terrorists to take over multiple blocks of Seattle while shutting down Gasworks Park because a group of Christians wanted to gather in order to hold a prayer and worship event. They decided to shut down the park because they didn't want to have this Christian event. So we're probably going to end up just having the concert somewhere here on the streets.
Raise a hallelujah. Come on, we're breaking off the fear tonight. Fear you lost.
We're seeing people around the nation arrested for not wearing masks or for trespassing because they were discriminated against for not wearing masks and were forced to leave.
Get off of me! Put your hand behind your back. I will not put my hands behind my back. I'm not friendly, doing nothing wrong. Get off of me! Get off of me! You're not arresting me for nothing. I am doing nothing wrong.
It was a protest masked as a psalm sing in Moscow, Idaho, and it landed 3 people in handcuffs and 2 others were handed citations for not wearing a mask.
Because we've already done psalm sings in the past, and so they wanted to make an example out of it.
Lewis County resident Rod Samuelson, who owns Spiffy's restaurant, is defying the governor's orders, which prohibit indoor dining, even if it means going to jail.
Also new at 6:30, the state has made it official. If a Lewis County restaurant owner does not close his dining room, the state could seek criminal charges against the owner. Supporters have rallied around Spiffy's and its defiant owner for days now.
We have a lot of customers in here. We're getting slammed.
Rod Samuelson first opened Spiffy's nearly 50 years ago. He says indoor service is the only way to keep his staff of 30 employed, and he hopes he's sending a message to Olympia.
They're just tired of it. People are been cooped up, and some of it's, a lot of them are, it's a protest.
going to go one way or another. And I can tell you what, if it goes the other way, you might as well kiss all your rights goodbye, kiss your freaking kids' innocence goodbye, kiss it all goodbye. This needs to spread, other businesses need to follow suit, and I think that's what will happen. It'll be like a domino effect. They won't be able to stop it.
I was up all night, weighing the good and the bad. And the good outweighs the bad.
There's nowhere in the Constitution that it says that our rights can be taken from us if there's a pandemic that kills less than 1% of the population. I couldn't find that in there. I looked really hard. I read it a couple times.
So we're here today saying we will not bind ourselves in handcuffs and chain ourselves. We are free, and it's God-given. So come take it from us.
The city of Mossy Rock in Lewis County, Washington, is defying the governor's tyrannical orders and refuses to recognize Jay Inslee's Proclamation 20-25.8. This is Mossy Rock's mayor, Randall Sasser.
First off, the mandate that the governor's given, I believe, for our area, for Mossy Rock, does not support what he wants us to do, meaning that we don't have the data that supports the shutdown of our restaurants. I believe that what he is doing is mainly a control section. I believe that he is definitely wanting to just control of what's taking place. I feel also too that as a mayor, if I don't stand up for my citizens, for my businesses, and for my community, then I have no right to be as a mayor.
They're lying to us. They're saying we're dying, and we're not dying of COVID-19. We are not in a state of emergency in Washington State. Governor, I've got the data. If you want to talk science, come talk to me.
We're here because people want freedom. Look around. Okay? That's what we are. That's our message.
This is Nacho's Mexican restaurant.
Nacho's Mexican restaurant, right here.
In Mossy Rock, Washington,
Yeah.
staying open and defying Governor Inslee's orders.
Yeah.
Business owners are being arrested and fined for merely keeping their businesses open. The government doesn't have the right to impede our ability to provide for ourselves and for others.
Because I'm not closing the store. If they arrest me, I have someone that will keep the store open because it's our right to keep the store open.
That's Dallas salon owner Shelley Luther last week, and this is her on Tuesday. Luther was sentenced to a week in jail and a $7,000 fine after she was found in contempt of court for defying Texas governor's stay-at-home orders and keeping her business open.
With regard to the supposed emergency regarding COVID, the numbers just don't add up. For example, there have only been 23 deaths that have been designated as COVID deaths in the entire county of Lewis. Yet, in 2018, there was a total of 957 deaths from various causes. Many of these people who died from COVID could have died from a clear alternate cause of death.
Technically, even if you died of a clear alternate cause, but you had COVID at the same time, it's still listed as a COVID death. So everyone who's listed as a COVID death doesn't mean that that was the cause of the death, but they had COVID at the time of death. I hope that's helpful.
The CDC came out and warned of the huge number of deaths in which the persons had 2 or more comorbidities, as well as the fact that the FDA acknowledges the high number of false positives from COVID-19 antigen tests. Fear is being used to control the masses so that we voluntarily give up our essential liberties. And the drastic measures taken in the name of public health have been far more deadly than COVID itself. One of our most sacred liberties, which was one of the reasons that our forefathers risked everything to come to this country, was the right to freely exercise our religious beliefs. In Washington state, the unthinkable has happened, and many people are either ignorant to this fact or don't see how dangerous and evil the governor's edict regarding singing in church is. RCW 43.06.220 allows our governor, Jay Inslee, to proclaim a state of emergency and thus issue orders prohibiting all types of behavior. And subsection 5 of this RCW says that any person willfully violating any provision of an order issued by the governor under this section is guilty of a gross misdemeanor. Here in the state of Washington, a gross misdemeanor is punishable by up to 364 days in jail and or a fine of $5,000. In fact, a judge can impose up to $10,250 in fines, fees, and assessments. That means that right now in the United States of America, the land of the free and the home of the brave, you can go to jail for 1 day short of 1 year just because you're singing in church with other people. I can't tell you what our forefathers would think. We need to grasp the gravity of this. The First Amendment of the Bill of Rights states that Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. Our governor's edict, which prohibits people from singing and playing instruments corporately, is a clear violation of our First Amendment right to exercise freely our religious beliefs. This is a tyrannical edict. Benjamin Franklin said, "Those who would give up essential liberty to purchase a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety." Benjamin Franklin also said that rebellion to tyrants is obedience to God. All laws which are repugnant to the Constitution are null and void. That means we must not comply with any law that goes against the Constitution of the United States of America. This isn't the first time that tyrants have tried to force people to do things that went against their God-given rights. In the book of Daniel, chapter 3, Nebuchadnezzar attempted to force his subjects to bow down to an image. He went on to decree that whoever does not fall down and worship shall be cast immediately into the midst of a burning fiery furnace. Daniel accounts that Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered the king and said, "O Nebuchadnezzar, we have no need to answer you in this matter. If that is the case, our God, whom we serve, is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace, and he will deliver us from your hand, O king. But if not, let it be known to you, O king, that we do not serve your gods, nor will we worship the gold image which you have set up." Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were indeed thrown into the fiery furnace. However, God did a miracle, and they were not consumed by the fire. In fact, Nebuchadnezzar saw 4 men loose walking in the midst of the fire, and they were not hurt, and the form of the 4th was like the Son of God. We are called to sing praises to the Lord, to worship God. 1 Chronicles chapter 16, verses 23 through 27 says, "Sing to the Lord, all the earth. Proclaim the good news of his salvation from day to day. Declare his glory among the nations, his wonders among all peoples. For the Lord is great and greatly to be praised. He is also to be feared above all gods. For all the gods of the peoples are idols, but the Lord made the heavens. Honor and majesty are before him. Strength and gladness are in his place." In Psalm 86, verses 9 through 10, we read, "All nations whom you have made shall come and worship before you, O Lord, and shall glorify your name. For you are great and do wondrous things. You alone are God." Jeremiah 20, 11 through 13 says, "But the Lord is with me as a mighty, awesome one. Therefore my persecutors will stumble and will not prevail. They will be greatly ashamed, for they will not prosper. Their everlasting confusion will never be forgotten. But, O Lord of hosts, you who test the righteous and see the mind and heart, let me see your vengeance on them, for I have pleaded my cause before you. Sing to the Lord, praise the Lord, for he has delivered the life of the poor from the hand of evildoers.
Jesus, only you can take away my sin. Jesus, your everlasting power will reign forevermore. Through our faith, we will speak to the mountains. In your name, demons will flee. By your stripes, you will heal the nation. Show your power and set the captives free. Jesus, only you can take away my sin. Jesus, your everlasting power will reign forevermore. Through our faith, we will speak to the mountains. In your name, demons will flee. By your stripes, you will heal the nation. Show your power and set the captives free. Jesus, only you are worthy of our praise. Jesus, Lamb of God, we bless your holy name. We sing our praise to you. We lift our hands to you. We bow before your throne. We praise your holy name. Jesus, only you are worthy of our praise. Jesus, Lamb of God, we bless your holy name. Through our faith, we will speak to the mountains. In your name, demons will flee. Demons will flee. By your stripes, you will heal the nation. Show your power and set the captives free. Jesus, only you are worthy of our praise. Jesus, Lamb of God, we bless your holy name. The truth will set you free. The truth will set you free. set you free. The truth will set you free.